This is a walk around video of our 1980 Alpina B7 Turbo Coupe. It's not that windy, but this windsock up here does like to squeak a little bit. So if you hear some squeaking mysteriously happen in the background, that's what it is. Do a flyover here of the hood. Try to get my shadow out of it so you can see it all. Windshield, sunroof delete. That was one of the features of the B7 Turbo Coupes, at least the early ones. Here's the windshield glass. Moderate pitting, nothing as terrible as some Colorado cars that have been exposed to the sand that we use here. There's the VIN tag. I suspect that was probably done when it was federalized. A few cracks in the dash that are kind of easy to see. There's one right here. There's another long one here. None of those are visible once you're in the driver's seat. So there's two impressions here on the hood, two small dimples, and then what I would describe as very light scratches and chips. Nothing glaring, certainly not a concourse car. This example's been used and enjoyed, but clearly also properly cared for. Moving along the lower front end, this is a Zender front spoiler. Apparently, or reportedly, when it was imported, the front Alpina valance was cracked. They replaced it with the Zender one. The other thing, when this car was ordered, it was ordered without the Alpina markings, but there is a set of those that is included with the sale, and we have pictures of those on our website. So that also leaves you, the buyer, the discretion to put those on or keep it as more of a sleeper. I'll get a close-up of the spoiler. Here's the Euro crosshairs, grills, Euro bumpers. Of all the early 80s models, the car that benefits the most with Euro bumpers is the 6 Series, and man, it looks good. Just so much better with the Euro bumpers on this example than the diving board US bumpers. There is some cracking here, small paint cracking and scuffing along the lower valance. You can see that there. Working down the passenger side from front to back. Look at that shark. You can really see why they call the E24 the shark in this example. Just, man, it looks good. I'll get a little bit closer and try to point out some imperfections. There's a scratch right here. It's about a 3-inch scratch just forward of the right front tire. Alpina wheel. Moving rearward. There's another scratch right here. And then a few small scuffs here. And then just a few small bubbles here and there. Passenger side rear wheel. Another little paint bubble there and there. There's a scratch right here. Here's the passenger side mirror. Window glass. BMW glass on both accounts. And then the door handle. Woo! If there is a car that just makes a statement of being badass by just sitting there looking badass, it's this. There are few that can match the stance of the Shark, much less an Alpina Shark. I'll pull it around, nose it in. We can get the sunlight on the driver's side and the rear end. Here I've got it nosed in so we could get the driver's side in the sunlight and the rear end. As I said before, Sunroof Delete. This was ordered without the sunroof when Alpina pulled the chassis and made it their own. Rear window. This is also BMW glass. There's a few breaks in the defrost. I don't know if that works or not because I've never put this out in conditions where it would need to be defrosted. Trunk lid. There's a large paint chip there, small depression along with it. A few other small imperfections. Nothing terrible. And they all are consistent with the overall patina of the car. We'll do a flyover of the rear spoiler. This definitely has some UV fade along with just dryness, and the worst of which, let's see if I can get a close-up of, you can see some pitting there. It's not terrible, and again consistent with the overall patina of the car. And I don't use that word euphemistically. There is a patina to this car that overall the condition just shines through, and the small imperfections almost add genuality to it, I guess would be a good word. But I'll show you everything I see. You can make the decision. Here's the rear tail lights, center section. This license plate holder is actually an adapter to fit a US plate to the Euro mounts, and it will require modifying your plate to fit around the trunk lid or the trunk button. All right, here's the rear panel, tail lights, bumper, center section. Side view, working from front to back. Get up close. Left front wheel. A little bit of peeling in the pinstripe right there. Left rear wheel. There's a little bit of rust bubbling here where you can see the attachment point for the rear trim pieces. Moving up to the window glass. BMW glass here. Door handle. Here I've got it in the shade. The great thing about this Polaris Silver is it just looks good in any light. So we'll do a walk around. The car has been painted and there is a bit of a mismatch on the passenger side, which actually doesn't really show that well in the sunlight, but you can see it some in the shade, hopefully right there. Nothing terrible.